While meeting local company owners and managers at Kabira Country Club in Kampala in an engagement organized by Brado, contracted by Cnooc, aimed at highlighting the importance of observing health and safety as they deal in the oil and gas sector. Eric Jumba, the Cnooc contents manager, informed companies on the importance of registering on the National Suppliers Database.
Once they register, they upload all their documents onto our system, so we have a digital copy of their registration certificate and of their policies, procedures, and all the relevant documents. That helps us to maintain a good record of these companies or SMEs, so that where we see gaps, we can easily pick them out and train them and develop their capacity and capability. And also it helps with the procurement.
You need to register on our system so that we can be able to select you. The baseline is National Supplier Database and your scope. But for us to be able to contract with you and work with you, you need to register on the system, because we are phasing out everything manual. We are going digital. Like
Cnooc Uganda indicated, if a company doesn't comply, they will not be able to go through the bidding process, because at the end of the day, like they have indicated, in addition to the other operational requirements, you must demonstrate that you run your operations in a safe manner. So you must have an health and safety policy at work. You must have QHSE protocols, management systems. How do you prevent, but also how do you mitigate in case something comes up? So that is what actually makes it very important, and the company is justified given the nature of this industry.
Our focus today has been on occupational health, safety and environment aspects of the oil and gas industry. The oil and gas industry is very critical of health and safety and environment risks, and want to ensure that we mitigate and minimize all risks.
Jumba, however, warned companies that whoever will be found with false documents and certificates will be blacklisted from the list of suppliers for 5 years.
There is an administrative procedure or process that we go through. If we realize that a company has been falsifying documents, we first of all put them on a side and have them blacklisted for a particular time, and we carry out an investigation as to whether the documents have indeed been falsified.
Betty Jackie Namubiru, the Petroleum Authority of Uganda contents manager, to embrace the forthcoming training, whereas Cnooc is going to train them on the international standards required in the sector that will eventually earn them ISO certificates.
But Cnooc Uganda Limited, using a government recoverable budget, is planning for this training, and we expect that this is going to continue. What is coming up that they have described is they are going to train 100 Ugandan companies that will be selected from the National Supplier Database. These are going to be trained to be equipped with the requirements for ISO 45001 certification. So they are going to undergo a training, mentoring and coaching, and then they will be given some time, and then they will come back to check if they have actually taken on these principles that they have learned, and gradually they will get certified.
So the ISO certification, yes, it is quite costly for our local companies, and this is why Cnooc Uganda Limited is coming up and is providing this ISO certification program to companies that fall within the criteria. So we train these companies, we mentor them, and then we help them to establish their management systems. And if they're so willing to go ahead for certification, we will support the companies acquire ISO certification if they meet the criteria.
The players also informed of government's commitment to support local companies, with about 16 sector services gazetted for local companies.
16 services that are gazetted for Ugandan companies, and we want to focus on those, even though we'll still have a category of companies that will pick from to advance onto the ISO certification.
HSE, like boots, for example, or overall, the Petroleum Authority makes sure that they even put the scope of business that you do. So you cannot be doing catering and then they call you to supply goods. You understand? So the user department goes to the NSD and then they will look at the list of all those bidders that supply that scope.
Briefly, our company Dynaco is purely it's a purely and fully Ugandan-owned construction firm. We have had so many misconceptions that Dynaco is not Uganda and all that. Yeah, but I want to reiterate the fact that we are Ugandan-owned construction firm, and we have a very, very strong local footprint, and we are growing regions, various regions.
Namubiru assured the companies of the government's commitment of supporting local companies to grow and compete internationally in the oil and gas sector.
30 million to get this training, but Cnooc Uganda Limited, using a government recoverable budget, is planning for this training, and we expect that this is going to continue.
Cnooc organizes engagements with the local companies per quarter to avail them with information on the opportunities available for them to supply in the development area so that they can grow but also improve their livelihoods.